It started with a sound she thought she imagined. One soft thump, barely loud enough to interrupt the running water. Claire brushed the shampoo out of her eyes, paused, and listened, but the apartment stayed quiet. After a long week at work, a hot shower at midnight was the only thing keeping her sane, so she tried to ignore it until she heard the second thump. This one clearer, like a heel hitting the wooden floor. Her breath caught. She lived alone. No pets, no boyfriend, no one had a spare key. For a moment, she stayed completely still and pressed her ear to the shower curtain, heart pounding so hard she could hear it over the water. And then she whispered to herself, "It's nothing. Pipes, walls, neighbors." But every sound in the apartment seemed to answer her back. She shut the water and wiped a hand across the steamed mirror. But right before she stepped out, she noticed something that didn't belong there. On the fogged glass behind her, a second shape appeared. Not a face, not a shadow, just the impression of someone standing right behind her, as if breathing against the mirror too. She spun around, towel clutched to her chest, but the bathroom was empty. Her hands shook as she grabbed her phone, but she didn't dial anyone. Instead, she turned on the flashlight and slowly opened the door. The cool air from the hallway hit her skin, and that's when she saw them on the floor. Wet footprints leading from the front door, directly toward her bedroom. They weren't hers. They were larger, and there were only two, like someone had stepped inside, stopped, and listened. Claire wanted to scream, but fear locked her throat. She followed the prints, one cautious step at a time, whispering, "Hello?" even though she hoped no one answered. When she reached her bedroom doorway, the footprints just stopped. No turn, no step back, no sign of the intruder leaving. It made no sense, unless whoever made them was still in the room. She leaned inside, shining her phone toward the bed, and her heart almost stopped. Her blanket was pulled halfway off, as if someone had sat there recently, but the room was empty. The window was shut. The fire escape outside was silent. She grabbed a coat, her keys, and ran barefoot into the hallway, dialing 911 with trembling fingers. When police arrived, they checked every inch of the apartment. No forced entry, no fingerprints, no wet floor except where Claire had stepped, and worst of all, no footprints. "Ma'am, maybe you're just stressed," the officer said gently. But Claire knew what she saw. She had stared at those prints for 10 full seconds, counting each toe mark. The officers left with a polite warning to get some sleep, and Claire, too afraid to go back inside, spent the night at a friend's house. The next morning, she returned with a neighbor to grab clothes and found her bedroom exactly how she left it. Except for one thing. On the pillow, placed neatly in the center, was a single wet footprint. Small, barely visible, but hers. And the police report from the night before? The officer called her later to apologize. When they reviewed the body cam footage, the wet footprints were there while they walked through the apartment. They just didn't notice them at the time. And the last frame of the recording, right before it cut to static, captured a faint reflection in the bathroom mirror. A second shape standing behind Claire. The same shape she swore she saw when she wiped the steam away. The officer deleted the file after showing her. "I don't know what you saw that night," he said quietly. "But whatever it wasn't human." If you want more stories like this, subscribe so you never miss the next one.